crabs get here.
Just gonna, they're gonna carry it away anyway.
Go ahead and come wide there, Al. All right. Hopefully it will stay somewhere within those rocks. Do you want me to pile any more up there, or are you guys good with that?
I think we're okay.
Roger.
I think it would, I mean, all the rocks would be piled below it, so I think it, hopefully it'll just stay there.
Roger that.
Let's take a look at the experiments. I think I'd like to draw a map of them, so the others. The wood and the carbonate rocks and all that.
Roger. I got my rock on my porch there. Huh, ballast.
All right, photo time.
Yep. Yep. Well,
And we're gonna
maybe not.
a little dust cloud for a second.
Can you come wide on Argus, please? Thank you.
Did you get a picture?
Yeah, I've been getting grabs.
That looks good.
So that's ferromanganese above the wood.
And I'll get one on this side here a bit closer up for you guys. Are these views good for you guys, or did you want me to be a little bit further away?
This is okay.
Yeah, this is good. Thank you.
We can get some pictures. But I'm wondering, we've got 2 rocks, we've got 2 other rocks, we've got 2 woods.
Where's the bone?
The bones
are in the basket
yeah.
on the side.
To the left.
Do you remember which wood is which? Let's see. Remember which?
I don't.
Do you want to see what tags we can see from here?
Yeah, it looks like you could get a reading on the right.
You can
bone.
zoom
that
in.
right
If you can
wood?
zoom in on the right one, yeah.
Sure thing. Go ahead, Al, and push on in there, please.
5 is the one to the
That's
right.
5.
So that should be W6.
Yeah, and then
To the
on
left.
the carbonate rocks, do we remember which is which?
This is 6.
Go ahead and come wide there, please, Al. I can go look at this one down here.
So that's the phosphorite, right? And that's the ferromanganese. Is that right, Kira? This is the phosphorite one.
The bigger one is
The one to
phosphorite.
the right of the float had the PR
Yeah,
label.
big chunk. And
That was the phosphorite?
Porch rock.
Okay.
Hopefully that gets them all in view for you guys there.
Yeah, these are great.
Thank you.
You guys get there, or did you want us to
Well,
zoom
if
in
you
on any
can
more
zoom in
tags?
on the rock tab, carbonate rock tab,
Sure.
that would be good. I don't know if we're going to be able to see it. I think that was the one that was
Yeah.
all crumpled up.
I think this is 5, the closest one.
Good.
Upside down 5.
Yeah, this was the 5.
Go ahead and
Okay.
push on in, please.
That's good. We got what we need, I think.
Raj. Okay, go ahead and come wide there, Al. All clear to move on then? Or did you
Yes.
guys want any more pictures?
That's
No,
great.
we're
That's
good on
great.
pictures. Thank you.
Roger that. All right, Aaron.
All right, we're going to be going 085.
085, Raj.
Can we start a transect?
Sure.
Yeah,
Sure
please.
thing.
You want to get it set up for transect? Let me know when you're ready.
Raj.
Unless we want to rock from here. So hang on 1 second. Do you see any reason, Kara, for
No,
putting a rock?
I think it's okay to do a transect first.
I mean, the only thing it does is for the colonization. It tells me what the
What else was
community
there?
is.
I mean, if you
yeah.
want to grab one, we could throw it on
Yeah.
the porch. If you don't want to do it for bio, I can ID it for you.
No, I'm thinking it tells me what biology lives around here.
Okay. Yeah, I
But,
mean, even if it's not the right rock type, we can do that.
Roger that.
we can find a rock that looks like it has some life on it.
Roger. I don't think these have terribly much life on them. Maybe these ones up here to the right.
The shrimp is watching us. That sponge looks like Faria, right?
Mm-hmm. Does.
Is that crab still hitching a ride?
It's a good question. We can definitely see when we zoom out.
I don't think so.
Oh, sorry, Lisa. Did you guys want to zoom? Go ahead and push in there, Al. Would this one be a viable candidate? It has some worms on it.
Yeah, it could be okay. With the flatter one, would that even fit?
I don't think the flat one will fit. It looks quite large.
Yeah, a little too long.
Okay.
Going to come a little wide there, Al. Thank you.
I
There's
mean, the
also-
one below it looks big too, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Maybe the one, let's look, is that one
With
smaller?
the one the lasers are on now, maybe?
Yeah.
Or the one Lisa just pointed at. That one looks interesting.
Sure thing. Yeah, we can put the minip over there and have a go.
We could also test one and grab another.
That's true.
All the complicated kinds of rocks these geologists threw out in this area got me second guessing my phosphorite ID.
Go ahead and push on in there, please.
I mean, at least
Good
we'll
there,
be
Al.
able to see if there's any
That's
kind
good.
of
Come a little wide.
crust or alteration. Or
Yeah, absolutely.
So Lisa, did you want this one down here? The one that you had
That
pointed out with.
the lasers are on. I'm a little worried it's too big.
Oh, sorry. I suppose.
The one next to it.
Yeah,
maybe.
this one. One of these two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, if not, this one looks like a pretty good grab too.
That one looks. I mean, yeah, the one up top looks even better, but
Okay.
either if you can. It looks like it's about 10 centimeters across, right?
We'll try to keep it as
Or-
flat as possible to keep that sediment and biology on top.
Roger that.
Thank you.
It's always the exposed faces with the animals that we can see.
We've found some fun stuff underneath sometimes too, which is interesting. All these cobbles and rocks sitting on the surface. Oh, it's deeper than I thought.
It's a
Oh.
strange one.
Would you guys like this one?
I think it's,
If you, yeah, we'll take it if it'll fit.
Raj.
if we can zoom in, I'm just curious. That gray rock exposed there?
There's serpulids.
Yeah.
That looks like gold.
Question is, what is the rest of the rock?
Yeah, that doesn't really look like phosphorite. I don't know if you mind. That looks like maybe
Kinda wanna see how-
andesite.
I'm going to zoom in there. I just want to see how large this
Think
is.
I should try for a different one? It might be, this one might be too big, huh?
Jess, you want me to pull out for the lasers?
Sure thing.
I mean, it's could be representative of the context here where you deployed the experiment. I don't think it's the minerals of interest that we're looking for.
Maybe we'll try for a different one.
Different one, Raj. One of the flat ones down there that you're...
One of the flat ones. Yeah.
Roger that.
Thank you.
I am curious how deep it was. This would...
How big it is?
Yeah, how large it was.
It definitely was sticking down more than I thought it was going to be.
Go ahead and push on in there a bit, please, Al. There's also one to the upper part here, this little guy here. Or would you like the flats?
They both look good. How about that? Yeah, the one you just recognized.
This one here?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like there's a worm or something at the base of that on the left.
Yeah. Maybe the worm will come onto the rock. Do a little rotation so you guys can see.
It's also not flat. We'll take it.
Yeah, that one looks, we'll try it out.
So it needs to go in the starboard bio box somewhere.
Roger that. Go ahead and push on in there, please, Al.
Let's just give them position so we know exactly where it's going.
Does that look all right to you guys?
Yeah. I think
Just lost somebody.
yeah, it's definitely angular. Maybe not phosphorite, but
It's not phosphorite. We'll take it.
Roger. Full wide, please. All right, Kylie, you can go ahead and open up the starboard,
Did you
please.
see a worm just swim off?
I didn't. Yeah,
Sample tray out.
Roger that.
we could note it in the comments. Worm swam away.
So we'll call this rock 1.
You can switch over, please.
Sure.
Thank you. Any preference on where to go?
No, wherever you would like. Just
Right.
tell us.
Oh, why my shoulder's being weird. There we go. Okay. Go into that aft inboard.
So is that one blue?
That should be blue one, yes, R1.
Go ahead and close it up there, Kylie.
NA125, 154.
154.
Yep.
Rock number 1.
Go ahead and switch it back.
Sure. Just use them both hands. Okay. Dive.
Thank you.
So the depth, I'm reading the wrong one. Is that
1036.
And yeah, 1036 she's got.
not 1038.6?
She does a little bit of a correction.
In this case, I put 1036 because she's kind of pulling the rock from in front of her a little bit. This is just what I do in my head. Like, yeah, there is an altitude of 3 meters, but the rock didn't come from where that altitude's coming from.
Yeah.
So that's my rationale for putting 1036.
Okay. And what depth did you put for the deployment of the colonization experiment?
1040.
Kylie, can you look at the front porch there, please?
40?
Yeah.
I wrote 1039. But
Yeah, I always copy her target depth that we'll get from the Nautilus.
see.
Yeah, get off. All right, it's better. Sorry, we had a hitchhiker. All right.
That'd be about a 0.85, was it?
It was 0.85, yes.
Roger
Okay.
that.
Can we start the transect now?
Yep.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Let me know when you're set up, Jess.
Roger. Kylie, you want to bring your heading to 0.85, please?
Sure.
I'm going to call in a 50 meter just because it seems to get us moving a bit better, and I don't think the slope should be anything crazy. Are you okay with that?
Sounds good. Let's get my heading around here.
Okay.
All right, you can go ahead and call on the move, and then I'll just still wait for it to swing anyway.
Okay. Bridge and nav. Can I get a 50 meter step bearing 0.85?
And Lisa, we'll just wait for Argus to start moving to mark the start of the transect.
Okay.
Roger that.
We zoom in on the sponge,
Oh yeah, sure.
please.
You're good. You're good there, Kylie. All right, I'll go ahead.
Squat lobster?
Yeah, I think so.
There's that shrimp again.
Yeah. Our friend.
Kylie, you want to come down a little in the delta?
Sure.
Get a little leash.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll go ahead and push on in there a bit more, please. Come a little wide. That's good. Come on, full wide, please.
Some of these rocks look flat.
Mm-hmm. Have we started the transect? Negative.
I don't think so.
No.
See how flat? It's slappy.
All right. We can go ahead and mark this. Argus has started its swing.
All right.
Stepping
Oi.
forward. Oi.
Targets upon targets. Okay.
And this is the start of the transect here, Lisa.
Okay. Okay.
Right. For those of us joining us for the first time today, we do video transects throughout our dives. We try to do 100-meter long transects, a couple 1 to 3 meters off the bottom, so that they can go back and look at the footage and characterize the biology and the geologic setting to try to understand the distribution of different species along the video transect.
Yes. There you go.
So far today, we've done some coring of softer sediments at the beginning of our dive, and we've just spent some time deploying a colonization experiment with a couple different kinds of rock, carbonate,
nav, another step, same bearing.
ferromanganese crusts, phosphorite, some wood, some bones, and now we're on our way to start looking more at the mineral deposits, hoping to find some phosphorite, maybe some ferromanganese crust, although a little less likely since we're so far inshore. And the sedimentation rates are pretty high, as you can see by the fuzzy sediment we have down below. This region is highly tectonically active, so we definitely have a lot of different mixed rock types on the screen as we continue forward. We've got a couple geologists in the science chat that might help us identify some of the stranger looking ones. We particularly are looking for phosphorite, which is, as we've been finding it successfully throughout the cruise, tends to look like slabs about 20 millimeters thick and a little bit bulbous or loby, not these angular rocks that we're seeing here right now in the view.
Oh, we're starting to pick up those little spherical sponges.
So Jess, is there a dive
belongs to them.
simulator or something you use to train when you're becoming a pilot, or you just train during actual dives?
Yeah, we just, we just train during actual dives. So there's no simulators that we use.
Wow.
Hagfish, Epipteris, flytrap anemone, sponge. What are we calling the urchins? Asthenosoma. Sorry. Greg wrote Areosoma.
Areosoma.
There's a lot of them. So used to seeing the hagfish in burrows. It's odd to find them just curled up outside the surface. Or are these urchins? They're big and soft. They don't look soft down there, but they are.
How long does pilot training usually take from beginning to when you're flying on your own?
I think it depends. For me, from the time that I started with the I started with the Nautilus as an intern back in 2015. And then I've come back out for 6 seasons, and so this is my 6th season, I think. 6th or 7th. Yeah, so that amount of time, I suppose, for at least for us out here on the Nautilus.
So cool.
Yeah. And I would assume that every organization is different in how they kind of move people up through different piloting roles. So for us, we usually start off with an Argus pilot and then work our way up to Herc. Yeah, hopefully that answers the question.
Yeah.
I guess on the order of years. Plus five plus years. Or 6 in my case, I think.
We're still seeing a lot of these rocks that have that stratified layering, which we decided earlier could be sedimentary rock or metamorphic rock, perhaps some Catalina schist, part of the Monterey Formation.
Just about halfway through the transect.
Thank you. We've also notably seen some more trash than we have in our other dives, since we're a little bit closer inshore, but hopefully we won't see too much more of that.
Bridge nav, another step, same bearing.
Did you see those little red guys sticking out of the rock?
I think those are more lobsters.
Lobster?
I think those are squat lobsters.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they looked like
The Mexicola?
attached.
Galatheid crabs. Yeah. It's our oxygen now.
We're down to 3.7% saturation.
Interesting sponge.
Do we move this? Can I move this figure back up?
I think. Try to grab it towards the top. Yeah.
There we go.
We're in line with this target as well. So
Right. Mm-hmm.
And
ending
probably
about
wanna
there-ish, I guess.
drag it out a little bit. See the current? There we go.
A little less than that.
Roger that. Mm-hmm. Hey, the high voltage cabinet went down again.
Throughout this cruise, we've been hanging out in and near the oxygen minimum zone. And it's funny, we are having a little bit higher oxygen saturation, about 3.6% corrected. And we're seeing less life than we'll likely see as we get towards the margin of the stronger OMP and oxygen concentrations decrease. Kind of a funny effect.
Call it an edge effect.
An edge effect.
Yeah. But let's see if we see. Sometimes manifests as a dense band of brittle stars at 800 meters or something like that.
I feel like during our dives, as soon as we see those brittle stars, it's kind of like, oh, things are going to change.
There's a lot of sediment here.
Yeah, there
Have we hit any of our ridges, Erin?
Not the ones that we marked. I think AI looks like it's on a subtle ridge, but the two we marked were AIA and AIB, which are further along.
I think Lindsay said that was going to be around, what, 945 meters?
What was that?
I think Lindsay said would be hitting the ridges around 945 meters depth.
Can you bring your mic a little closer?
Sure thing.
Thank you.
It will depend to where we are laterally.
Yeah.
I've been telling anybody, friends and family who need to de-stress to tune in today, and this is certainly calming. Hopefully we'll get some exciting stuff, rocks and or biology coming up soon.
Yeah,
It's the
it's always the winch, yeah. I thought I was the only one that hears it because I'm touching it. I thought it might be related to that.
Yeah. If you want, like, we can maybe try using your sleeve on it, because then it won't conduct through your sleeve, I think, right?
It doesn't. I mean, it
doesn't really bother me. I'm used to it, but I can't really get a grip on it with my sleeve.
Rog.
Slippery.
We need like a rubber glove.
Oh yeah, but it's weird because it is intermittent. Sometimes it's not, you know, perfect correlation.
Oh, that's a nice one, sponge.
We're just about 10 meters from end of transect.
You guys have a name for that?
Yeah.
Gabe?
Rog.
I think that's Staurocalyptus.
Oh, 5.
Bridge nav, another step, same bearing. All right, that's end of transect.
That's
Roger
the
that.
end?
Roger that.
Yep.
So we climbed about
I've got my best people on it.
220
Person.
meters.
That's all I could do.
You got that coordinate okay?
Nope, not quite. Thank you.
How long's the transect?
Thank you.
100 meters, it goes lightning fast, especially when it's flat.
I guess lightning is relative down here.
We just, last cruise I was on, we were doing transects like directly up a vertical wall, so it was like the most terrifying 200 meters, and I was just so tense, but this is like a piece of cake.
That sounds exciting.
It certainly was. Like I like going up vertical walls, but not trying to maintain speed going up vertical walls. That's scary. Pilots were fine. It was just me.
We'd like to find a vertical wall.
Is that a Bryazone?
That's not a Solus, is
That
it?
is a Solus.
Oh, it
Oh
is.
man, I never get it right.
Can we zoom in on it? There's somebody at the base. Maybe
Sure
it's a
thing.
sharp.
I think that's the first Solus we've
All
seen.
right, Al, go ahead and start
Okay.
pushing.
And a Solus is,
It's a sea cucumber.
This is the sea cucumber
Sessile sea cucumber.
oh,
with the calcareous.
Too much
Body.
thrust. Oh, got it for a second there. Sorry, guys. Too much thrust.
And it uses those arms above it for feeding and gas exchange.
very cool.
Tentacle.
Tentacles.
Go ahead and come wide there, Al, please.
Sitting on a little angular rock that we're not looking for today, but still a rock nonetheless.
So overview-wise, we're headed towards AI, and you can see there's just a slight bend in the contour, so we're kind of on a, not great ridge, but a bump out. And then along here
Interesting slab.
and here are the other ones.
Thank you.
Reg, thank you.
So once we get to AI, then we could choose to go over to R3, or are we shooting for AIA?
So between AI and AJ, they were just the locations that if you're not seeing what you like, and Lisa, please jump in if I'm wrong, this is a good place to maybe explore a different
Solus.
vertical range looking for more interesting stuff.
Well, I think we were going to see if we got to rocks on the ridges, and then we could travel along them, but it's not clear. We will see that.
Particularly not here. I have maybe higher hopes for over here where there are a bit contours are more tightly spaced and we have a bit more slope showing up.
Did we want to trek at a little bit faster pace across this kind of mixed sediment and rocky terrain, or are you guys happy with the pace that we're going right now?
We can go a little faster. I think we're
Roger that.
Okay.
Hold on, everybody.
buckle up.
Hold on to your hats.
It would be really fun if it was like that Star Wars ride at Disneyland. And like whenever you guys zoomed forward, we would all like zoom forward in the
Bridge nav. Can we get a 50 meter step bearing 085 and increase speed to 0.5 knots?
I mean, if we get to 700 meters, we're going to deploy another round of experiments.
Yep, that's at AJ, so that's quite a few, or I mean,
That's
even
a ways
contour.
away.
It's a ways away,
Oh, yeah.
especially if you're doing
It's
aim playing.
almost. Yep.
Is another area, Selma and anemone? Yeah.
Urchin is Arizona.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a piece of pale
yeah, definitely
carbonate.
carbonate looking lighter colored rock. Some of these look slabby and loby, like we were seeing for the phosphorite. That's
If we want,
maybe that one.
if you see anything you think we should collect,
Yeah.
yell.
Okay.
We've got space.
Yeah, that was. Seems like pretty much everything here is just falling down slope. Interesting. I don't know if any of the structural guys still hanging in the science chat if they think this is an interesting rock pile. Seems a little different than other things we've seen.
A lot of the little white sponges. Those are sponges.
Turtle stars. Oh, if all the white dots are sponges. Circulids, polychaetes. It's funny that this is the most of these Aerosoma urchins we've seen
Another
be
can.
one of the dominant things here,
Yeah,
different from
kind
the
of
other
sparsely
sites.
populated, but definitely keep popping up. Big rock slab there.
Thanks, Al. Camera's back. Thank you.
You want to send the
Yeah, you're welcome. Sure,
Oh.
yeah.
theirs?
I don't know if you need your chocolate back up there.
Oh, well, yeah, if you guys are done with it,
Yeah.
then I'll always take it back.
You can hand it to me. I'll stand up. Hold on.
Pass it down.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, so that brings us to AI, and we are seeing some broken rocks around on this more subtle ridge. Do you want to start moving still upwards, but a little bit laterally towards AIA?
I think that looks interesting.
Maybe. I'm just curious if it does lengthen the dive track when we already had a really long dive track. Right?
AIA is on the way to the next letter.
Oh,
Let me show you. So this is AJ, that's the next proper.
yeah.
So it's in line, basically.
Okay. Sure then.
Okay. So that's going to be a moved 117.
117.
Bridge nav. Can we get a 50 meter step bearing 117? Thanks.
Thanks.
Oxygen is down to 2.3 saturation.
0.3%.
2.3%, yep.
Okay.
It's funny we're seeing so much sediment
Well, I noticed if I have my hand, sorry, I'll take myself off the
on the
scale.
day that we
I think
don't
we're
have all
going
of
to-
our sediment quivers.
Yeah, we can't sample it. Would have been good.
There's
Oh,
a shrimp,
two shrimp.
couple shrimp and a big cucumber, a few jellies floating through the water column on the camera.
Thorny head.
Yeah, it might be the headset.
No worries.
You want to winch? Can you winch up? Can you winch up a little? Okay, give me a
Seagrass.
second.
It's a little piece of seagrass.
But Al, it's right here where you touch.
Yeah,
This
like
is
that.
this piece here.
And so
Crossbar.
those like single pieces of seagrass have been transported here, right? They're not growing here.
They definitely aren't growing this deep.
Okay.
They're intertidal. Seagrasses most likely.
There's an interesting feature coming up.
Have a
Cool. It's
islands nearby.
Just want to get to 15 meters. Okay. Go for it.
I can see it come up in sonar there.
What was it?
So there was a little rocky patch.
Yeah, it should be. One would hope. One would hope.
Raj. No.
Not really. I kind of think I have a permanent buzzing in my ear now anyway, so I don't know. Hard to tell.
So if you're at 117, so that's a little bit. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. We could.
I just realized there's still music playing on the blue channel.
When we get up into those contours, we could just kind of go straight
Yeah.
down, see if it brings us right along there, and then up to there.
Sure thing.
I think we'll be able to do that within the ship move because it's not that much of a move.
Roger that.
There's a fish on the right.
Bridge nav, another step, same bearing.
Seeing a lot of those thorny heads.
Can you look a little bit towards that?
Yeah.
Interesting, the slope map looks pretty similar to where we just were, but we've gone right back into sediment.
We're just seeing some nice stuff coming up on
Yeah.
the sonar, so we're going to check that out on our way.
Okay. That's good. There's some rocks.
Should I change my heading?
You're good.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
This looks a bit better.
Oh, another yellow sponge. Tulip sponge.
All right, maybe we should make an
Big
adjustment.
crabs.
That's a big crab.
Does look better. Did we veer off our track? To go
Just
off the
slightly, but it's
speakers?
still getting us to the same place.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
Oh,
a
this
big
is better.
boulder.
But then it ends abruptly.
What's your heading? 121. I'm gonna, yeah, I'll bring us down to 121.
It looks like it's petering off, though, again. Let's see if there's any other hard returns, maybe.
Okay.
Even though we're not seeing a lot of megafauna here, there's probably lots of critters living deep in the sediment down there that we can't see on the live video feed. Easy to feel like there's not a lot of life in the deep ocean, but as Lisa knows well, there's lots of little creatures down there. We just can't see them from here.
And they can't see us.
That's good. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's good.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, that's going, yeah, right into that
This is
slope.
nice.
That makes sense.
Nice. Yeah.
So let's keep going that way a little bit.
Ooh.
090.
This looks like a,
So,
Do you want to
Kira,
reduce speed a little bit there to
That
like
might look
0.4?
like
what kind of
flow.
rocks are we looking at?
Bridge nav.
looks to me like a flow,
Look at all the
likely
It is
various,
0.4.
various
Can we reduce our speed to 0.3 knots and adjust our heading to 090? Or I'm sorry, our bearing to 090.
Do we want any rocks? Here, no.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, that sounds good. Thank you.
So 090.
Yeah, 090.
Are those Mexicula we're seeing?
Oh, they're just starting. I see a couple, yep. The orange tentacular crown.
Yep.
Popping out of the sediment. Some discoloration there. I wonder what it is. Surprising there's so little on the surfaces of the rocks. I guess because the sediment will clog things. There must be a pretty high sedimentation right here.
Yeah, we're not quite close to that edge effect where we're getting that little spur of biological density we've seen in other dives. But it definitely seems like with all of this hard substrate available,
Hey, Jess.
Yep.
stars and corals and sponges.
Siphonophore, I think.
I wonder if those urchins are
We'll keep a good eye on
carnivorous.
it. Thank you. I think we could see the ending of it, so I think it was just a siphonophore.
Big sponge.
Might want to come up a little faster there, Kylie.
Yep, I'm working on it.
Roger that.
Thank you.
I think it's funny to see the fish sitting on top of the rock.
Yeah, little resting place.
Usually they're hiding under it or
Yeah.
nestled into the sides. It's a
Yeah, to
couple
me-
of sponges.
Yeah. To me, this looks like more of a basalt field like we've seen in a couple of other dives.
Oh, was that a swimming terabellid? Just went by,
Closer
or
up
was that
or
a
down?
shrimp?
We've had a shrimp flying by.
I didn't see it very well.
Ooh, nice
Nice.
bright yellow
Nice
sponge.
Starocalyptus.
Starocalyptus.
Calyptus. Stauro.
Ooh, oh, a bunch of galatheids in here.
So we seem to be having a bit of success in the things that are showing up at the highest slopes, but if we continue going up this one, it will take us off course. We could do whatever you want, but we could go down along contour to here and try and follow up towards there, and that will still be in the same general direction that we want to move. Or we could just keep cutting it straight to the next waypoint if you like.
Well, we could do it. Well, let's take a look here for a little while. They're
Okay.
getting some good things. Is that the head or coney or
Is that
Saccocalyx?
Saccocalyx pedunculata?
Saccocalyx? That's a tall one, isn't it?
It's a tall one.
See
We can take
it
a quick
that
look.
tall. It's beautiful. Really, they're a little
Bridge nav,
broader.
can you
and-
hold position?
Go ahead and push on in there a bit, please. Are you guys interested in a rock from this
We-
area too?
So we picked up the galatheids. We had a bunch, I think, and then shrimp now.
A lot
Yeah.
of shrimp
So
here.
we're getting into this edge effect, I think.
Go ahead and come wide, please.
And it manifests as different kinds of organisms, but the density, we'll see if it persists, but the densities look higher. See all the galatheids? Or these little orange Munidopsis?
Thanks, Erin.
And I've seen oxygen minimum bands of them in the Arabian Sea and elsewhere.
Thank you for asking about a rock sample. This all looks to me like not phosphorite.
Raj.
We're having interesting community shifts.
Ooh, siphonophores in Argus.
Roger that. Roger that. No worries. I'll come out in front of you a bit there more and we'll get back on the road.
Not doing any kind of transects. I wonder if we should, but of course, as soon as we start, the rocks will stop.
The ship is stopped,
It
right?
is stopped.
It's
Yep.
just the swing I had to
Mhm.
think
Yeah.
about. Okay.
All right.
So we're veering a ways off our course, huh?
Right, so a little guidance. Would you like to head directly towards A1 AIB? Would you like to come along contour and then up towards AIB?
Yeah, let's see. Let me just look at the map for a second. I guess we can head towards AIB and we'll go across some steep terrain
Okay, so
shortly. Yeah,
a direct path to there.
just across. Yeah.
Okay, that's going to be a bearing of 124.
124, Raj.
Is that Helopterus? Sea pen right there?
Bridge nav.
Ellipterus?
Doubt it.
Go ahead and push
Oh,
on in there, please.
that's a
Oh, it's
Bissopluma.
We got a
yeah.
20 meter step bearing 124.
Well, no, actually, no, it might just be, a Bissopluma is a sponge. This might actually be a sea pen. So you're right, Ellipterus. It's one of the sea pens.
All right, full wide there, Al.
Thank you, Steve, for that lesson.
Very nice features.
Yeah.
I do not want to hand this over now. This is the
I
good
know,
stuff.
right?
Yeah, now that we've
Yeah,
got
now
to
that
some
you're
good
done
rocks.
flying
That's a
over
nice rock.
sediment.
Tell them to eat slow.
See how many Galatheids are here? They're squat lobsters is the other name for them.
Even if it is
Sort of
basalt,
picked up.
could we zoom in on any of these rocks?
Sure thing. Go ahead and push on in.
Do you want us to hold here? I'm going to hold
Yeah.
here for the crossover.
Hold here, please.
Bridge nav, hold
Curious
position.
of the surface texture. If it's
Thank you.
any of it could be encrusted.
You think they could have ferromanganese? We want a sample?
We could try one if there's any that are hanging out, just to see if it's got a thin crust on it.
Crispin is agreeing about the basalts. They do not look sedimentary.
Just as she's like,
All right, full wide there, Al, please. Okay.
Yeah, actually, I just saw a piece and I'm like, let's
Video
get it.
swapping out.
Reg.
The piece that
Those
you
are
want?
ROV.
Yeah, they're on the right there of that feature we were just looking at. There was like kind of a ledge feature.
just so you guys know, the ship's holding position, so once the other watch comes in, there can be some direction around here.
Cool.
I wonder if the bathy can detect this rock. Not that big, but it is rock.
What's up?
So we should, if you want to collect something here, we should give Bob a heads up. And then when our watch change comes,
It can be. Yeah.
we're having a watch change now, so we're just holding still, looking at this nice basalt feature. It could be covered with ferromanganese crust.
Thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the next time's watch.
Okay, so we're looking for a rock. Is that what's going on?
Yes, please. I really want one of these. If we can find something along these ledges that are sticking out and are less sedimented, more exposed, I'm hoping they'll be covered in a thick enough ferromanganese crust to get a sample. So in the left part of the screen now, where you've got this more bubbly texture.
Okay.
Those do look crusty.
So you just want to see